CRF450L 2019. Between 12 and 19,000 miles. I always keep it on a trip meter rather than the regular odometer, so I have an idea of how many more miles I have before I need to stop for gas. And I got 16 miles. But mostly the stuff you're seeing me ride right now on this tank. Let's see how long. Well, we probably won't see how long it lasts. My wife wants me to be home at a certain time, so I'm not going to be able to do a full mileage test. Alright, so I'm riding this bike right now. Pretty much stock settings. I do have a Recluse clutch on. Recluse auto clutch. Not even the expensive one, but the cheaper of the two. I don't know what it's called. But it's the one that you can't tell that it's a Recluse. Doesn't have the clutch cover and all that. So it's kind of a stealth Recluse clutch, if you will. And these cheap Cherubies flag handguards. My full wraparound guards just got so mangled up. And I had these, they were cheap. I'll throw them on here for now. I'll get something better later. But anyway, besides the Recluse and the handguards, but the only thing that's not stock on the bike is Kinda Trackmaster tires. And I have an ECU, and I'm happy with the way it operates, so the fact that the mileage is just dog crap. I'm riding out here at 35 miles. I got to hit the low fuel light. And I ride from here to the gas station. By the time I get to the gas station, I burned 1.8 gallons of fuel. And I ride at about 38 miles, so the gas mileage for the AM is just god awful. But I know I've been on the 450 for a while. I've got the ECU. And yes, when I first got the bike, the fueling, whatever, seemed really snatchy. It seemed a really hard bike to ride. I was coming off a, actually, I had a KLX 300, but I traded an XT250 and when I got this thing. So, coming off of really mild mannered Japanese dual sports, and I got this thing, so I wanted something a little bit more. And yeah, it was a bit much. And I flamed out all the time. I got the ECU and been riding it for over 3 years with the ECU. I think I know the bike well enough now that I'm riding it with the stock ECU with no problems. I rode last weekend. I think I had about 40 miles on the odometer when I had to leave. Still no low fuel light on. And went home, commuted to work on this thing, and the low fuel light came on at like 55 miles. But that wasn't all single track, it was some of that commuting and stuff. So it might have been about 30 to the closest gas station, about 6 miles, 3 to 6 miles, whatever. Not too far. But I made it over 50 miles before the low fuel light came on, and I had gone maybe 34 miles of it being pure single track of those. And I was riding a lot harder than I am right now. Kind of pussyfooting, if you will, because well, we had a whole week of rain. We don't really get much out here, and I'm just feeling the trails out. I have found one bike buried in mud back here, no rider, but a bike buried, and a lot of tree fall on some of the trails. And there's going to be a trials event out here this weekend, and a lot of the trails are, we had a week of storms out here. It started raining before last weekend, and even when I was riding last weekend there was some sprinkling and stuff, but it hadn't rained a bunch. It was still really dry, but now things are, as you can see, and if you're not careful, some of these places, it's zero dirt until it's not, and when it's not, it'll put you on your ear. At least until I know where it's bad, I'm gonna take it kind of easy. I'll be back out here tomorrow. The dirt should be perfect then. Should be hero dirt tomorrow when the trails riders will get back here. The only other dirt bike I've seen out here besides the trails bikes is that bike I found buried. I found a rider. He's actually staying out here on the weekend in a camper, so he's okay. He said he's going to come back later in the day, or maybe tomorrow when it's dried out some more. He's got help to get him out. Anyway, so I don't know if maybe my riding has gotten better, the bike is more broken, or what. But I had all weekend riding last weekend, riding it out here today. I've not stalled this thing a single time, and I'm on the stock ECU. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, let me know what you think. Because this bike is notorious. And really good riders seem to have problems with it. Configuration. Of course, I'm not doing anything. Technical. I'm just riding single track and getting out here to these open fields where I can kind of keep the throttle open a bit more. Not that I'm kind of wide open, but oh yeah, off throttle. Completely off. Come on. Maybe it's the recluse clutch calming that stuff down. No throttle failure or anything like that. I don't know. You hear people say it, you know, you can't ride this bike without a get ECU or a vortex or the aim. If you, I know when I got the aim, it did seem like a game changer. The only change it seems to be is the hit to the wallet every time I go to the gas station. I suppose it does have more torque and whatever, but it's not like I ever use all the power of this bike anyway. I'm not that good, so I don't need any more than what this thing has stock. This does have that. You hear the popping on decel. Yeah, there's some of that popping. I don't get that with the aim. So I still have the stock exhaust even. And I'm not supposed to have fun on this bike. According to on the internet, this is supposed to be impossible. I'm having a blast. I love this bike. Even with the stock ECU. Unpopular opinion, very unpopular opinion. that are flashing the stock ECUs, and I've considered that. But if I take a hit in the gas mileage when I want to, this isn't terrible. The kind of riding I'm doing, this is just fine. I really don't know if I have a need for the ECU. Yeah. There's a hair scramble next weekend, and I've got a CRF450L, which is usually my hair scramble bike. But that property doesn't have a whole lot of stuff where it gets too tight. There's nothing real technical. It's a flowy single track. Very nice, very flowy single track with quite a few straightaways and stuff. And I'm thinking this bike might be the one that I take, just because in areas when I can open the throttle, this thing could accelerate better than the 250RX. It just does. I think their horsepower is probably about the same, but this thing has torque that the 250RX just doesn't have. And the other part of it is, when I get tired, as I will during the hair scramble, it's sure going to be nice to have that wreck loose and not have to worry about the collection. Not have to worry about gear shifting so much either, because I can pretty much just throw this thing and, I don't know. I mean, I will shift, but if I were getting super lazy, I could throw it in third gear and just leave it there. I don't think I'll ever get fast enough that I'll need the fourth gear, and this has enough beans with the wreck loose even in third gear. Let's see what. Yeah, oh, I was in fourth gear right there, so let's see. Second. Okay, I'm in third gear right now. Yeah, I could just keep it in third gear. Maybe not the best thing, but if I get totally lazy, it's the fact that I can. Of course, then that whole acceleration kind of goes out, but yeah, I won't need to shift on this thing nearly as much as I'd have to be tapping the toe. Or this proof of concept thing, just keeping it in third gear. Let's see, this has a tendency to retain a lot of moisture and mud. After a good rain, let's see what I do. Third gear. Riding it like a big pit bike. Twist and go. In third gear. Stock ECU. Whew. Well, I got some washing to do tonight for sure. I think I'll bring the 250 out here tomorrow and ride. Of course, then I'll have to load it up and everything, but that's okay. Oh, let's go this way. Might have been a mistake. Let's see how slick this is. Ooh. Yeah, kind of slick. You know, it looks like the cows are having a problem walking in it. Looks like the cows are slipping in it. Might be in for a little bit of a wild ride. Let's see. third. Keep it in third. There's mud up here, I know. Let's see. Let's go all the way to a dead stop. I've got a bug chewing on my lip. I gotta get rid of this guy. I don't know what it was. A little gnat, maybe? Third gear. I think it's enough for the little test here. I don't like riding like this. Probably not the best thing for the bike. But, you know, like just kind of a proof of concept. I could get away with doing that if I felt I needed to. Maybe this was a mistake. There's going to be mud puddles galore on this trail. We had a race out here in February. There was a place where there was whoops. I used to just hold it wide open and those whoops. But this got totally hooked out the whoops. They're a lot deeper now. Like that right there. Skim along the side. And this one you don't have a choice. You can't go around it. I used to just stand up, roll on the throttle, and just zip right through those things. And now, not so much. I'm not that good. I'm not Ken Russ, and I'm not Colt Davis. And those probably nothing to death for them. Stay on this trail or go somewhere else. Might as well take a look at it. This is the marked trail. It's directional. Should be good tomorrow. Hello, armadillo. Hello, armadillo again. This will definitely be hero dirt tomorrow. It already kind of is, I think. It's just like I say, in a few spots. Start riding like it's all hero dirt and you end up with something that takes your tires right out from underneath you. These dark spots make it really slick. Enough of that. enough for... Gotta go home now. Dang. Oh well, it's been fun. Alright, so what do you think? Why am I able to ride this bike now with the stock ECU when it was so terrible back in the day? Is it just the recluse clutch? Is it the bike's more broken in now? Is it that my skills have improved? Combination of all three. I think probably a combination of things. Here's the one thing I can say unequivocally though. If you think this bike is no good at all, total piece of trash with the stock ECU, you've been misled. Later.